everybody, welcome to Gluten Free for All TV. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most amazing gluten-free gnocchi. You're not going to want to miss this. All you need is a fluffy baked potato, some spices, a little bit of gluten-free flour, and some Parmesan cheese. We also need 1 egg yolk. So you want to take 1 large potato and boil it in salted water until it's just cooked. Next, when your potatoes are cooked, you want to put them in a food mill while they're hot. And we want to get them run through here right away. We're going to let this cool for a minute, and then we're going to put on another pot of boiling water. Season with a bit of salt. We're going to add just a dash of another kind of seasoning. I'm putting a little bit of nutmeg in here, but you can use paprika if you want, or any other Italian seasoning, that kind of thing. Depends on what kind of flavor you want. I'm going to add 1 egg yolk. Probably about 2 tablespoons of gluten-free flour blend right now. We'll just see how that goes. And about 2 tablespoons or so of finely grated Parmesan cheese. Then we're going to mix this all together. And what we want to end up having is a nice potato dough. There you go. Now this seems a bit soft yet, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour just to give it a little bit more structure. I mean, you have to be careful. You don't want to add too much flour because then you get really tough dough. But because it's gluten-free, you want to make sure you have enough flour because that's what's going to hold it together. So a rule of thumb, for about every cup potato, you're going to probably use about 1/4 cup of gluten-free flour mix in 1 egg yolk. And I mean, the Parmesan cheese is optional. I like it because it gives a really nice flavor. But if you are going to use Parmesan cheese, about 1/4 cup will do. So you should be left with a nice soft but firm ball, if that makes any sense. So what we're going to do now is going to take off some little pieces and we're going to roll them like little snakes. I think this would be something fun for kids to do because you want to roll them out. Oh, so they're about the thickness of a, I don't know, a cigar or something. And then I'm using a pastry cutter here. And then what you want to do is you just want to cut them into little, I don't know, about 1 inch long piece. There you go. And now, I've got a gnocchi board. There's a trick to making gnocchi. I mean, the real Italians, they flip them like that and make a little divot because that's where the sauce goes. I find these are a little bit more fragile. So what I like to do, just squeeze them together and then put my finger down and make my own kind of homemade versions. Put this in boiling water and we're going to cook it for maybe a minute. It doesn't take very long. Once they start floating to the top, that means they're done. So you want to make sure you take them out right away because they'll get too mushy if you don't. Now look at those lovely gnocchis. Gluten-free. Look at that. Now what you could do is serve them as is. Serve them with a little tomato sauce. Maybe sprinkle a little extra Parmesan cheese and some salt and pepper. I mean, really, you could treat this like you would any kind of pasta. What I like to do is I like to take them and actually fry them up now in butter and make them nice and crispy. That's how I like to eat them. You can do whatever you want, but regardless of how you make your gnocchi, this will be a new staple for your gluten-free family.